While the Tifosi dream of glory, the reality in Maranello is far more brutal. 2025 is already slipping through Ferrari's fingers, and Lewis Hamilton's frustrations are boiling beneath the surface. Leclerc, fading out of the picture. Upgrades, top-late already management, under fire for consistent strategic blunders. And while the red cars are still selling hope, it's clear 2026 is the real focus. But for the fans, the team, and for Lewis Hamilton, the question remains. How long can Ferrari keep pretending 2025 isn't already lost? So what's really happening? Let's break it down. Silverstone was loud, it was passionate, it was packed. The British Grand Prix always delivers drama, and this year was no different. But beneath the roars of the crowd and the waving Union Jacks, there was a quieter story unfolding. Lewis Hamilton crossed the line in position 4. On paper, a solid result. But context matters. This wasn't dominance, this wasn't control. Hamilton was outpaced by both McLaren cars and Nico Hülkenberg. Yes, Hülkenberg, who stunned the paddock with a podium finish in the Kick Sauber. More importantly, Ferrari had no presence in the fight for the podium. Charles Leclerc, out of the points. A painful reminder that Ferrari, for all its budget and legacy, still hasn't solved its performance puzzle. Yet Hamilton, ever the professional, remained calm on the radio. "Copy," he said in that flat, restrained tone. No yelling, no sarcasm. But behind that radio silence was something building. Just one race earlier, in Austria, Ferrari had debuted a much-anticipated upgrade package. A revised floor, a new diffuser, all engineered to close the gap to McLaren and maybe even leapfrog Red Bull. The result, P3 and P4 finish. Not bad. In fact, their strongest two-car finish of the season. Ferrari were smiling, but not Lewis. In the press pen before Silverstone, Hamilton was asked about the upgrades. His answer was telling. "I think we did take a step," he said. "And I am really hopeful that continues. But we still need to try and extract more from this car. There are still a few teething problems." It wasn't dismissive. It was careful, deliberate. "Some are short-term and some are long-term," he continued. "So we're making the best of what we have." Translation? Progress is slow. The problems are layered, and expectations are being tempered. This wasn't a slam-dunk development like Red Bull's 2022 floor. This was duct tape and hope. And then there's the human element, the communication, the chemistry. Lewis Hamilton is known for building strong relationships with his engineers. Think Peter Bonington at Mercedes, Box, a duo that practically finished each other's sentences. At Ferrari, that rhythm isn't there. Yet. His new race engineer, Riccardo Adami, is still learning how Hamilton thinks, and vice versa. Remember Austria? The strategy confusion during the final pit stops? It wasn't just about tire calls. It was a signal, a sign that the feedback loop between driver and pit wall is not fully synced. Hamilton addressed this directly. "We are working on our communication and still getting to know each other, how we like to operate, so that is understood." Diplomatic? Sure. But again, carefully worded frustration. These aren't rookie mistakes. These are growing pains that shouldn't exist in a team fighting for championships. Sources close to Maranello suggest Hamilton has already been working extensively with Ferrari's braking setup, and he's not happy. Ferrari's brake feel has long been a sore spot for multiple drivers. Inconsistent bite, lack of modulation, poor feedback under trail braking. Hamilton, a master of late braking and control, is feeling constrained, but there's a twist. He can't fix it. Not yet. Why? Because Ferrari's spare parts, including key components in the brake system, are under contract with existing suppliers for the remainder of 2025. That means no major overhauls. No radical fixes, not unless the team is willing to blow up supplier agreements mid-season, which, given Ferrari's conservative management style, is highly unlikely. So Hamilton is stuck, adapting, managing, waiting. For a driver who came to Ferrari for a fresh challenge, this isn't just frustrating, it's suffocating. Ferrari has been quietly preparing another critical development test, a private aero test at Maranello, aimed at improving correlation between wind tunnel data and on-track performance. These sessions are essential, especially in a season where upgrades haven't consistently translated to lap time. But here's the bombshell. Hamilton is expected to miss this test. Why? Team insiders suggest he has other commitments. Possibly sponsor-related, possibly logistical. We don't know for sure, and we won't speculate. What we do know is he was present for the Silverstone practice sessions, so it's not a case of skipping duty. But missing Maranello, that's significant, because if Ferrari is struggling to correlate their wind tunnel numbers with track data, a long-standing issue at Maranello, then Hamilton's feedback could be the missing link. Without his input, development continues in a vacuum. All of this leads to one uncomfortable question. Is Ferrari actually listening to Lewis Hamilton? We know he's vocal. We know he's experienced. We know he's one of the greatest technical minds in the paddock. But there's a feeling growing among observers that Ferrari, ever burdened by bureaucracy and internal silos, isn't moving fast enough, isn't adapting quickly enough, isn't willing to hand the keys to its superstar driver. Remember, this is the same team that let Sebastian Vettel walk, that failed to build around Alonso, that couldn't give Leclerc a title-capable car in half a decade. Hamilton knows this. He's seen this script before, and now he's living it. Behind closed doors, he's already started to question the long-term vision for Ferrari's 2026 car, built for the new engine and chassis regulations. He reportedly told the team, "This car is not going to work in 2026. We need to rethink this now." That's not a complaint. That's a warning. The second half of the 2025 season is going to test Ferrari hard. McLaren are surging, Red Bull are regrouping, Mercedes are steady, and Aston Martin are sniffing around with bold strategies and aggressive upgrades. Ferrari? They're at a crossroads. They've got the world's most successful driver in modern F1, but they're treating him like just another piece of the puzzle. Lewis Hamilton didn't come to Ferrari to finish fourth. He didn't leave Mercedes to wrestle with brake pedals and strategy radios. He came to win. So the question isn't whether Ferrari can deliver a faster car. It's whether Ferrari can evolve fast enough, structurally, culturally, technically, to match their driver's ambition. Because if they don't, the next headlines won't be about teething problems. They'll be about missed opportunities. Again, the red suit looks iconic. The legacy is historic. But Formula One doesn't care about nostalgia. It only rewards precision, speed, and trust. Ferrari has one of the greatest drivers in history in its garage. The question now is, will they use him or waste him? We'll find out soon enough.